All right, everybody, happy Sunday night. Welcome to Music on the Menu on the River. Alan Stout, I come here every Sunday from about 9 to 10 o'clock playing you regional artists doing their own original material from right here in northeastern Pennsylvania. Lobo, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. How was your 4th?
It was good. I almost got taken out by a firework, but all in good fun.
Well, we're talking about good fun tonight, and we have a special guest in the studio. Richard Briggs is with us. He is the founder of the annual Briggs Farm Blues Festival in Nescopec. He's been on the show with me before in the past, and we always like to give him a big shout as he prepares for the annual Briggs Farms Blues Festival, which is happening next weekend. Richard, so are you ready?
Guys, thanks for having me up here, and yeah, we're working on it. We're getting close. The stages are up. Actually, we didn't put the tarp on the top of the main stage yet because it was so windy yesterday, so it's going up today, and things are shaping up real nicely. It's been a beautiful spring, so the grass is nice and green, soft.
17 years now.
17 years, yeah. It seems like a lot of years, and I was starting to go back and look at some of the things that we've been doing for the past 16 shows, and I realized we sold over 22,000 ears of sweet corn.
Oh my God!
Wow.
So that's something that we have decided that was real important to the festival, and that's supplying some really good food for people.
I've been to it, and it's a great event. It smells good because there's great food cooking everywhere, and
Right.
There's great music. I know that this is a huge part of your life, and as we get to the point now where we are only 5 days away, when do you start preparing? I mean, did you start like Christmas time or before that? How long does it take to get this thing together?
Me and several other people work throughout the whole year on it.
I thought so.
We'll follow up the festival, and then we go into preparing for the coming year, and we actually start selling tickets in October. We have a reduced rate that goes up till right after Christmas, and a lot of people actually plan that far ahead because they come every year and they plan their vacation around it, and
they camp out.
Yeah, they camp out. So the campers, they know they're coming, and so they buy tickets, and that's a great support for us then because we can start booking the bands and paying and what goes into that.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about the festival during the entire show tonight. We're going to play some of the artists that are performing this year. We're going to play some of the artists that have performed in the past. We're going to give you the schedule. We're going to give you ticket info. We're going to get the history. So this whole show tonight dedicated to the Briggs Farm Blues Festival. Let's kick it off with one of the guys on the bill. This is Clarence Spady. This is a new one. It's called I'll Never Sell You Out.
But it wasn't the right thing. Time gone Well, not much logic going through my brain. Hey. All right. Well, I'm just slowly, don't say a word. I'm gonna tell you things you ain't ever heard. Well, there's no way we could get any higher. Well, now we lay surrounded by the fire. It feels so good. Please don't stop, baby. Even though we should, we're not. She looked me in the eyes and she said, she wants it harder and harder. That's an offer I can't refuse. Feels so good. Please don't stop, baby. Even though we shut down, we're not. She looked me in the eyes and she said, she wants it harder and harder. That's an offer I can't refuse. She looked me in the eyes and she said, she wants it harder and harder. That's an offer I can't, an offer I can't refuse.
Lemon Jelly here on Music on the Menu on the River with a song called Harder and Harder. That features Dustin Drevitch, who's one of the artists who will be performing this weekend at the Briggs Farm Blues Festival. Before that, Clarence Spady, I'll Never Sell You Out, who was also performing this weekend at Briggs Farm. Richard, you've got 19 acts on the bill this year, and of course they're going to be performing over the course of a couple of days. Everything starts on Friday. Tell us about some of the acts coming in.
Well, in addition to Clarence, who's going to be playing an acoustic set, which should be pretty interesting on the backport stage with the stand-up bass. Also, a couple acts that I'm really excited about seeing. Eddie Shaw and Wolfgang. He's an old-timer from Chicago, and he played with Howlin' Wolf. He was Howlin' Wolf's band leader.
Amazing.
And he still has the same band that he plays with, and he's probably one of the best blues sax players in the world today. And he's immediately followed by Samantha Fish, who on the main stage, who is a young blues artist, but she plays a lot of stuff that comes from the Old South sound from down in Mississippi. She plays cigar box guitar and a bunch of other really great stuff, and she's just playing everywhere right now. She's one of those acts that you see at every festival, and a lot of people are excited about seeing her and coming to Briggs Farm to see her. And then on Saturday, an act that we found playing. He's from Nashville. We first saw him down at Merle Fest in North Carolina. His name is Mike Ferris, and what Mike does is acoustic and electric gospel blues.
Oh, wow.
And he has a powerful voice, and gospel blues is something that's really been picking up a lot of steam these days in the live venues across the country, and he does really well. And of course, he's followed by Alexis P. Suter Band, who's one of the favorites at our festival. We've had her back several times, and she does a mixture of blues, and she does some gospel blues too.
I got to spend some time last year in Tennessee, and there's a church on every corner, and so many people, and all different denominations, but it was all about singing. I mean, all this music, blues music, really has its roots in, a lot of it anyway, in church.
I think so too. A lot of American music comes from there too, and some of this gospel blues is really powerful, emotional, spiritual stuff that's really great to hear, especially when you have a vocalist like Mike.
Well, it'll be a very nice component to the festival this year. We're going to keep the music rolling here with another one from Clarence Spady. This one's called Enough of You.
Ain't no use praying, I done did it now. What's the use of me saying adios, or is it, child? Cat's got 9 lives, I've had a few too many. Now I'm down and out, leaving town without a penny, baby. No excuses, even though I had a few. Baby, give me one more chance. She said, I've had enough of you. I don't want the world, I've been unjustly accused. If you give me some cake, you better give me some candy too. I called my lawyer, but he wouldn't take the case. Should have known that she covered every base, yeah, yeah. No excuses, even though I had a few. Baby, give me one more chance. She said, I've had enough of you. Never burn your bridges, take it from one who burned down the town. I'm a victim of her scorn, she'd rather not have me around. A cat's got 9 lives, I've had a few too many. Now I'm down and out, leaving town without a penny, baby. No excuses, even though I had a few. Baby, give me one more chance. She said, I've had enough of you. Yeah, I've had enough of you. No excuses. Oh, baby, had enough of you. I've had enough of you, baby. Listen, honey. No excuses, even though I had a few. No excuses. I've had enough of you. Yeah, I had enough of you. Watch out for the devil in disguise. You might be wrong, you might be wrong, but then again, don't you ever want to change your mind? Got your senses working overtime. You might be wrong, you might be wrong. It might be true. Don't you know it might be true? Don't you know it might be true what everybody says about it? You don't believe in destiny, it's true. Ain't nobody watching over you every time it happens, but don't you ever trust the way you feel? Why you gotta reinvent the wheel every time, every time? It might be true. Don't you know it might be true? Don't you know it might be true what everybody says about it? And I was wasting my time looking for reason in every rhyme, and I was under its spell, so underwhelmed, thinking it over. Thinking it over. Thinking it over. But then again, don't you ever want to change your mind? Got your senses working overtime. You might be wrong, you might be wrong. It might be true. Don't you know it might be true? Don't you know it might be true what everybody says about it?
Brett Alexander here on Music on the Menu on the River with a song called True. Brett's one of the guys that has performed at Briggs Farm in the past. And before that, Clarence Spady, a song called Enough of You. Clarence, of course, will be there this weekend. We're hanging out with Richard Briggs for the entire hour here, talking about Briggs Farm Blues Festival. It kicks off Friday, July 11th. And Richard, you mentioned earlier, you've been doing this now for a long time, 17 years. And the history of it, I know you've told me for some articles that I wrote for the newspapers in the past, but, you know, those stories were written, a couple of years ago, some of them. This all goes back to you being a teenager and kind of being, you heard about what was happening in Woodstock and basically thought you want to do something at your place, right?
Right. I was picking tomatoes in the fields with my family for Chef Boyardee. By the time I got to the point where I could actually do something, I was a TV producer, for many years, and so I was surrounded by people who could help me put it together. So with that as a background, I was going to some live festivals, some live outdoor festivals, like the Philly Folk Festival and a couple others, and I that's when I started realizing that I could do it. And then I also had it in my head since I was 16, which was 1969. So I think that was something that just sort of actually came to the point where I said I think I could do it, And then after first year and the second year, we just kept hanging in there, just sticking with it. And as the audience numbers grew, then we were able to expand and get bigger and more nationally known bands. And so that's where we are today. And we're still growing. Every year we get more and more campers that want to stay overnight and more people that are calling and ordering tickets early on. And everything's been growing at a nice pace.
How did it feel that first year? This idea that you maybe got in the back of your head in 1969 when you were 16 years old,
Yeah.
and then back in the first one, 97 or so, and you see it, and it happens. And at some point, I hope you took a minute that day and took a look at your farm and all these people and all these great artists and said, oh, I did it. How'd that feel? Or do you make sure you do that every year? Take that one,
Yeah, well, I'm usually pretty exhausted by the time it's over, but we do take pictures, and I can look at the pictures and say, oh, yeah, the festival happened, didn't it? So it's like, I certainly don't get much time to watch the show.
And that's why I asked you the question, because I think it's, for you, because I consider you a friend, I've known you a long time now, take a minute this weekend, and just, even if it's 1 minute, take a look and go, ah.
I do, and actually, every year that we do the national anthem, every year it brings tears to my eyes. Everybody standing around, with their hands on their heart.
It's great stuff.
Yep.
That's good. This is some great stuff here. This is Ed Randazzo featuring Alexis, who will be performing. She's on the main stage Saturday at 7:45. She goes on, and she's going to have a brand new record for sale there. Check this. You could hear her singing on this one with Ed. It's called Still Cry.
Still cry, I still cry, yes I do still cry, still cry, I still cry at the thought of you with someone else, still cry when I see your picture on my shelf, still cry cause you're not laying in my bed, still cry cause you're hanging out in my head. I still cry, still cry, still cry, still cry. I still cry cause you're not around to understand, still cry, not the one holding my hand. I still cry cause you're not the one who makes me laugh, still cry cause what was one is now in half. I still cry. Well, I know you moved on, and I know you ain't coming back, and I know I've moved on, but in my loneliness the tears come flooding back again. Still cry, yes I do still cry, I miss you, still cry, still cry, still cry at the thought of you with someone else, still cry when I see your picture on my shelf, still cry thinking about the times we had, still cry thinking about the good and the bad. I still cry. And I know you moved on. I know you moved on. And I know you ain't coming back. And I know I've moved on. But in my loneliness the tears come flooding back again. Still cry. Yes I do still return. Tonight's the night for love. I think love is in the air. If not, some roses will do. And my aim is to ease your mind. If that fails, here's a poem for you. Cupid aimed his bow and pierced me with his dart. Changed a stone to soul and made me the king of hearts. All the pain you had in the past, all the tears you ever cried, your heart is here at last. All your tears I kiss goodbye. Our love will age like wine. It'll keep a smile on your face. Don't worry about the time, babe. Just gets better day by day. Cupid aimed his bow and pierced me with his dart. Changed a stone to soul and made me the king of hearts. I'm the king of hearts. Me with his dart. Changed a stone to soul and made me the king of hearts.
Clarence Spady here on Music on the Menu on the River with a song called King of Hearts. Before that, Lemon Jelly featuring Dustin Drevitch with a song called Another Round. And before that, Ed Randazzo featuring Alexis with a song called Still Cry. All of those artists have a connection to the Briggs Farm Blues Festival. Clarence, Dustin, and Alexis will all be performing this weekend at the festival. And throughout the week here on the River, tune in because we will have some tickets to give away. So tune into the River, listen to your regular shows that you always listen to, and some of the jocks here on the station will have some tickets. We thank Richard for offering that to our listeners. Thanks, Richard. We appreciate that.
Sure.
You know, this show, we sometimes we do it on Sunday, and sometimes we tape it a little bit early. We happen to be taping the show on Saturday, July 5th. So it was 60 years ago today, Richard, that Elvis Presley recorded That's All Right at Sun Studio. So today is the 60th anniversary of rock and roll. And Elvis, when he blew up like he did within a couple of years, was always very quick to thank and acknowledge the blues artists that he borrowed so much of his sound from. So much of rock and roll
A lot of rock and
came
roll.
from blues. It all started, some say, 60 years ago today in that session at Sun. You know, and blues really is the foundation of everything that we've built upon since then. What is it about the blues that has made you such a fan? What is it appeal to you?
One big part is the history of it and how it relates to the music that I was listening to when I was a teenager, and that's pretty much what you carry with you the rest of your life. Usually, whatever you're really into in that period of time is your favorite music. And so what the blues artists have been doing since the 20s is what the British invasion came over to listen to, and that's, they took that music pretty much word for word and put it into something that the American kids were listening
Zeppelin,
to.
certainly.
Led Zeppelin, absolutely, and the Stones and the Beatles and all those bands back then. That's what I grew up with, and so there's that history, and there's also the real history of how it came out of the rural South, and it was the music of agricultural hardworking slave, and later on just the people that were working in the fields, in the cotton fields, up until mechanization, when they started to have to go north to Chicago and St. Louis. So that sort of started changing the sound of blues also once they moved into the cities.
Right.
But you can still go back to Mississippi and Clarksdale and the areas in the Deep South, and there are people playing music there that was passed down from generation to generation and has a great old time sound to it and a great country sound. And that's actually where bands are going for now for inspiration. You hear that a lot.
They'll go down to the Crossroads.
They do.
Yeah.
The Crossroads right outside of Clarksdale, Mississippi,
Sure.
and we go down there also to bring bands. We try to bring a band or two up from there every year to play the festival.
I do think it's wonderful that, although the Eric Claptons and the Elvis Presleys and the Jimmy Pages are the guys that became the millionaires, they did make a great effort to acknowledge and bring those records that they, not as well known, pioneering blues artists into the life. So that when you mentioned before someone like Howling Wolf, everybody knows who he is, maybe because they heard Eric Clapton talking about him.
Right.
So there is this great, linkage to what we hear today.
Right.
And
Eric
to
Clapton definitely makes an effort to explain that to people and to promote
done
that.
a great job. But here's a guy who's carrying that torch real well. This is Dustin Drevitch, a song called Boogie On.
About a million times that it's over, but you don't seem to get my drift. And I told you about a million times that it's over, but your weight's too heavy to lift. I walked around a million blocks thinking about you and all the good times we had. Around a million blocks thinking about you, and when the good times went bad, well, if it feels right, let's find some night to let it go. And if you're letting go, then let it show. Get your boogie on tonight. Say so many times that you're sorry, but that my ears are sore. I've heard you say so many times that you're sorry, and I don't want to hear it anymore. Well, if it feels alright, let's find some night to let it go. Well, if you're letting go, then let it show. Get your boogie on tonight. Feeling right, singing songs, oh, nothing's wrong. You know it feels alright. Yeah, yeah, yeah. if you're letting go, then let it show. Get your boogie on tonight. Feeling right, singing songs, oh, nothing's wrong. You know it feels alright. It feels alright, it's fine tonight, so let it go. Well, if you're letting go, then let it show. Get your boogie on tonight. Feeling right, singing songs, oh, nothing's wrong. You know it feels alright. Get your boogie on tonight. Holding water, the snake sheds its skin. Someone wonders where the hell he's been. He's walking down the railroad track, carrying something in his hand. There goes another bright young man. Catch him while you can. Ooh, ooh, oh, oh, oh. There goes another bright young man. The devil's in the town square with nothing but time and a way to help them identify with his own kind. With smoking music seeping out of a black conversion van. There goes another bright young man. Catch him while you can. Ooh, ooh, oh, oh, oh. There goes another bright young man. The sound of the earth, the blade of the plow, grinding the dirt to nourish the soul. What's put in your bowl when it's your turn? The water never boils long beneath the bridges that get burned. Burned, yeah, yeah, yeah. No explanation why, with a wet brown paper bag and a cut over his eye. Mama's head's under the covers, her daddy's washing his hands. There goes another bright young man. Gotta catch him while you can. Ooh, oh, oh, oh. There goes another bright young man. There goes another. There goes another bright young man. There goes another.
Brett Alexander here on Music on the Menu on the River with a bluesy sort of tune called Bright Young Man. Brett was one of the artists that had performed at Briggs Farm in the past. And before that, Dustin Drevitch with his old band Lemon Jelly, a great rock and blues bass tune called Boogie On. We've been hanging out with Richard Briggs for the whole hour here talking about Briggs Farm. Got a couple other shouts I got to give real briefly here, though. There's another event happening this Thursday at the River Street Jazz Cafe. It's been going on for, I say about 8 or 9 years now. It's called the Women Who Rock Benefit. It benefits the Domestic Violence Center, and they've got Shannon Marciotta performing, Maria Dubiel, Jeannie Zano, Cricky, Katie Kelly. So good stuff happening down there on Thursday night at the River Street Jazz Cafe. And I think this is the last show. So they've been doing this for a long time and raised a lot of money for a great cause. So please, if you're out and about, all great female artists uniting for a great cause that benefits an agency that does a lot of great work for women. We also want to give a big shout out to Fidelity Bank for their great support of us here on the show on Sunday nights, but also Tuesday nights at the Breakers Music Series of Music on the Menu Live. We were there again this weekend. We had some great.
We had Eddie Apnell there this past week, and he was just fantastic. I mean, if you get a chance, definitely come out to the show next month. We have Danielle. She's going to be headlining the show, and she's going to be live on air. Music on the Menu Live, presented by Fidelity Bank right here in Breakers. It's free. You come in. It's awesome. It's a great night.
We had 2 down now. We did Sue's, we did Eddie, and we're looking forward to another one. And again, thank you, Fidelity Bank, for not only supporting us here on Sunday nights, but also once a month at Breakers. Richard, back to you. We're about to sign off here. One thing, we talked about the whole history of the festival. We talked about the blues. We talked about the artists. Tickets. We're going to give away a couple pair this week here on the river, but there's all kinds of levels. You could camp. You could come in for 1 day. You could come in for 2 days. That's all explained on the website.
Right.
So give that URL first of all.
Yeah, BriggsFarm.com.
BriggsFarm.com. Easy to remember URL. Yeah. Thank you.
Briggs has 2 G's, by the way. Briggs Farm.
Thank you, Lobo.
F-A-R-N.
We're Nazi here.
Well, they'll be looking for it.
No, it's good.
So a lot of people actually buy the tickets online too. It's very simple, and you can. We'll hold your tickets for you now. It's too late to mail them out, but this is our biggest sales week for tickets, and you can get a 1-day ticket. Use it either day, and that's only $23 right now. So that'll give you a full day and all the way till midnight to watch bands on the farm.
And you talked about the corn before. What else? What other kind of food can you get down there?
Well, yeah, you can bring your own coolers in if you want. You can bring your own cooler with whatever you want.
But not too many festivals let you do that.
So that's part of how open and comfortable everything is, and you can bring your long chairs and canopies and stuff too. But what we've been doing with food over the years is supplying a Mississippi Delta style food. So we do 500 pounds of slow smoked pork butt, all made into pulled pork sandwiches. We do catfish, and sweet corn is a big seller.
And they're really good. Like, I know, when I was at the festival, I did sound there not that long ago, 2 years maybe, and the food was fantastic.
It is fantastic.
So yeah, we do pride ourselves in supplying some food that people don't normally get other places. And my favorite is the macaroni and cheese with stewed tomatoes. It's a perfect thing when when you just want to try to get enough carbs in you to make it through.
Yeah.
It's a very, very, like Richard said, it's a laid back environment. Everybody's there to hang out. Everybody's in a good mood. The music is great.
Yeah, someone told me the other day, it's like Briggs Farm is different than any other venue. I mean, you go every concert has stages and bands, but not very many of them are on an actual farm. And that setup makes a difference in how people are able to relax and kick back.
It's right here in northeastern Pennsylvania, maybe a half hour from Wilkes-Barre. It's right here. So Richard, we wish you all the best. We hope you have a great turnout. Yeah. We hope you have great weather. Everybody heading down, we wish you all a great time, all the artists. We hope you have great sets. And we commend you, Richard, for doing this every year and bringing something great to our community.
Thanks.
Best of luck. We'll wind up the show here with another one from Clarence Spady. This one's called Just Between Us. We'll catch you next week, and you can see Clarence this weekend at Briggs Farm. Later.
Once read somewhere, love's not what you say. It's not just a look or a stare, but the things you do every day. People will tell you they love you, baby. Just some empty words. Build you up with hollow dreams. Tear you down with a curse. It's not a vow before the crowd, making you this promise. You need to tell the world this love is just between us. It's not a vow before the crowd, making you this promise. This love, baby, it's just between us. Just between us. Love can be in the way we touch, a smile instead of a scream. Forgive you later when you know she's wrong, and tell her she still looks 16. Some say they care so much, won't give you the time or day. Leave out early, come home late, and sit around with nothing to say. It's not a vow before the crowd, making you this promise. You need to tell the world this love is just between us. It's not a vow before the crowd, but I'm making you this promise. This love, baby, is just between us. Told me love can last forever. Hold on to your innocence. Stop holding on to anger. You must think of all the good. Stop dwelling on the pain. Making love until you die. Sipping on champagne.